Total Winos.
Get to it.
All right. Hello. Sean Brady, regular wine guys, and of Total Winos, with my man, of course, J. Tom B. Gunter in California. Jay, how you doing, my man?
You know what it is, man. I'm great. It's actually not a bad weather out here right now. I think it's about 63, 64. It's a beautiful day. The sky opened up and a little bit of sunshine is coming through. Today, we have a really special episode for you guys. We're talking about Valentine's Day. We kind of coursed it out for you guys. Think about, you're inviting someone over, the significant other or somebody you're dating, that's going to be your Valentine date. And you have 4 courses that you're going to cook. We're gonna come up with the courses that we think would go really well with this date, and we're gonna come up with the wine pairings that we think would go really well with those plates. So that's what we're getting into today. Sean has 2. He starts off with the beginning course and one of the main courses. I get a main course and a dessert course. And Sean, what are we starting off with, my friend?
We're starting off with all kinds of fun. So I get to do the appetizer and then transition into something that I'd probably be serving for my Valentine's. And, when we got to talking about this, it could be anybody, right? It could be a friend, it could be a roommate, it could be a brother or sister, sibling, whatever, right? Or just somebody to hang out with or a group of friends. It doesn't matter. But I think this is hitting the marks, and I'm really happy on the nose with this one. And of course, I don't speak French, nor did I know the correct pronunciation. But here we have, I believe it's a chazet. Does that sound right?
Looks like
look right.
Chazat.
Chazat?
Is that 2 T's?
Or it's 2 T's.
Oh, yes. Chazat, I think.
Chazat.
Yeah.
Sancerre, Cuvée Gabriel. It's Blanc 2019. So it's what's fun about it is right off the nose, you can tell it's an upgraded wine. And we wanted to go with something a little bit more upscale, something that's kind of like, ooh, this is really intriguing on my palate. And, it's a special occasion, something you don't do but once a year, different than the holidays. And, if anybody out there is like me, coming off a dry January, this is a really fun treat. I was worried. I'm like, oh, what's my palate going to be like? Is it going to be muted and not used to it? And I can honestly say that it's fun just jumping right back into it because the flavors, the nose is just popping. And in this, I'll just tell you what I'm getting off the nose because my nose is even in the glass and it's wonderful. So for appetizers, what I was thinking was starting off with usually a cheese tray, a little charcuterie. That's what my girl likes, and I like as well. So a different array of cheeses. She loves, some triple creme brie. I like some harder cheeses that are more Parmesan-like, but so that they have a nice robusto flavor, if you will. Even some Gouda or Huda, if you will, depending on where you're from and and how long it's aged. But it's just really, really wonderful because this is the fruit off of this that I'm getting, and it's breezy. So Jay mentioned that it's like 60s, low 60s out by him. It's almost 60 degrees out by me, and I'm in the Midwest, and we're expecting a snowstorm tonight. So we're going to have a vast change in temperature and weather in the very near future. So we're expecting a lot of, I think Jenny said up to 12 inches, so something crazy.
Wow.
But she's scrunching her nose. You guys can't see that. Oh, so just wonderful fruit jumps out at you. There's a neat floral bouquet as well as like almost subtle peaches, nectarines, a few little stone fruits, and also a slight citrus, really slight though, where it's just like, oh yeah, I do want to have some pear slices and apple slices with that charcuterie tray and cheese tray just to enlighten and enhance the flavor. You could also do some almonds with it. That was one of the things I did. I don't know if it's going to be for. I posted it out there. The recipe that I got from a cookbook that my wife's following right now and it was fabulous. And there was roasted almonds in it, and I can tell that right off of this is like this would go wonderful with this.
that.
So if you're vegan and you don't want to do a charcuterie tray, try some nuts. Or some of those hard cheeses, as it, well, I guess if you're vegan, you wouldn't do the cheeses,
Yeah.
but you could do the nuts, and that would be something that would go lovely with this. And I would even do an array of raw to roasted, and even somewhere in between to enhance the flavors. But
Interesting.
that's the nose on this. Ooh, that's yummy. I'm gonna take my glass off because I keep getting a reflection of my screen in here because we're outside and it's a really overcast day. I'll tell you what, I've been thinking about pairings a lot this past January. I don't think I've ever thought about pairings more in a month in my life.
I could only imagine. Shoot, probably been daydreaming about wine with your food.
Now, what I like about this is that, and I did kind of specifically get for my wife and my palate, which isn't overly sweet. This one is, I like my wines typically drier, especially my whites. This has got some soft edges to it. So I think if people who are, it's like, oh, this is what a little, not just your off the shelf white wine is going to taste like. This is going to have a neat twist for you while still providing all that nice floral.
Gotcha.
Like in the palate. So it's like still there's the floral. And then I think the subtlety with the stone fruits as well is going to go great with those nuts and those robust cheeses and even a charcuterie, which I like, the chorizo and the, I wouldn't go with spicy pepperoni, but something with a little, prosciutto and things like that. I would even go like a Spanish style chorizo. You can go that high.
Gotcha.
Well, that's really lovely. And I got to give a shout out. So this was a recommendation by one of my many friends at our Total Wines here by me in Chesterfield. And it's we're out in Missouri. And Tom recommended this one, and it was seconded by Willie and Billy, and Rebecca had her name on it. So it was like all the people. When you have that many recommendations, it's usually a good sign. Now, they have a lot of wines, and they did point out a lot. That's where it helps to kind of know what your palate and your significant other's palate is, or your friends, or the places you're going. I just happen to know mine and my wife's really well, and this is wonderful. See, my friends of ours are, I know which friends to pair this for, right?
Gotcha.
It's like, oh, some other friends might not like this so much, but this one is, if you're a appetizer freak like me, especially with the cheese board, boom.
That's the one.
Oh yeah. Happy, joy.
I can't wait to try that, man. I can't wait to try that.
It's fun stuff.
What are you thinking about for your first course?
So we did, and I gave a little sneak peek into what it was, but there was so this is what was interesting. I specifically got this wine too to transition into, and it kind of goes with a future episode of Healthy Lifestyle. I put together a recipe that my wife found. It was a kale salad, but specifically a kale ginger miso salad. And it had green onions. I put in some Vidalia sweet onions, if you will, and no garlic. So it wasn't over the top where it's like, oh yeah, this is like definitely a strong food. And then I paired it with roast chicken, which I was always intending for my Valentine's Day, because I know that's what my Michelle likes, right?
Yeah.
I know that she's gonna like just a nice simple pan-seared chicken breast, skin on, seasoned well. But just really with crisp edges, tender on the inside, juicy, and that's basically what I did today, and just sliced that up and put it on as the protein. But from a Valentine's Day standpoint, you could go a lot of different directions on it. So basically, any pan-seared or roasted chicken, depending on with how you wanted to flavor it, this is going to hold up really nicely because it still has enough of that acidity like a slight citrus to it, and that's gonna balance the orange citrus in the salad dressing. I forgot to mention the orange; that was a key ingredient. So instead of lemon juice, now you're going with fresh or squeezed orange juice, and that's going to go really nice with the kale and the minerality of the kale. And there's also some edamame in there, and the miso in there gives that nice umami hint, if you will. And to tone it down and not make it so far of like more of the Asian strong flavors, I used there was a white miso, a mellow. In fact, it was called organic mellow white miso, and you had to use a little bit more of it because it was really mild, and it was it wasn't as strong flavor as like soy sauce or a red miso or a regular dark miso, but it did have that subtle flavor and umami where it's just there's like, oh, there's something there that I can't quite put my finger on. And that's that umami flavor coming out, and that's going to go really nicely with this because of the layers of flavors coming out of this. There's not one pronounced thing. It's like it's not 90% citrus, like a big Sauv Blanc or something like that, which is fine, right? You can totally do that, but this is going to enjoy a whole different level. I feel like I keep talking about this wine, but maybe it's just because I haven't drank for anything for 32 days.
Enamored by wine right now. I love it.
I know, it's amazing. It's good stuff. So that's what so from a mental thinking standpoint, roast chicken, and if we're pan roast chicken, the other transition is red. And again, knowing my gal, she likes the Pinot Noirs, so I got this gal, if you will.
Oh, Baldacci. It's my favorite name.
It sounds like it's Italian, but it's not.
That's my favorite name on that label too. Elizabeth. That's my grandmother's name. I love that.
See, there you go. I didn't know that. Yeah. We learn more about each other every episode.
Yes, sir.
Elizabeth. So there's another Elizabeth that was really good from another winemaker. Now, well, that'll be another. Maybe we'll just do an episode on Elizabeth.
On Elizabeth, I'm with it.
Yes.
My grandma, I love that.
Yes. So wow, I haven't had a Pinot in a while.
It's like somebody who's been sober for years, like coming back to wine. It's like, welcome back, my friend. Just come in the door and put your feet up.
I know.
Enjoy yourself.
If you think of things like the 12-week year, then it's like 3 months. This is like a whole new quarter.
It's a whole new quarter for you.
I didn't drink for a quarter, man. That's crazy. Oh wow, fun nose on this too. So there is that what was it, the Tri-County blend? The one I liked last time. So the Bowen and the Belglass and same winemaker. But what I like about this is that you're really getting some lovely structure off the fruit off of this. I didn't even look too close besides Napa and the winemaker, but wow, the fruit on this just really pops. So you can tell it's not like your every week Pinot that you're going to enjoy at the end of the work week or something like that. It's a little bit extra, as is the price of the bottle. So I try to keep everything under $50. This I think was right at 40. I forgot to tell you this one. This was like $25. Okay. So under 30 for sure. And I think when I pulled them both up on Vivino, and of course that's where I love to hang out and review things and match things up with my palate. And both of these aligned really well. They both had rated 4 stars or up or higher, and they had multiple reviews. And then I also I did my little cheat scale. It's like, how dry is this? Is this going to be mellow enough for Michelle? Is it just going to be a Sean wine, or is it going to be a couples wine? So all those things important. And
I love it.
Yeah, it's like a kid in a candy store for the first time in a long time. But it's like it's just a richness. Like I can almost not describe it other than that currant and cassis, if you will, on the nose. And I'm really interested to see what it is on the palate. I'm thinking how this would go with that chicken, and it's like this would be wonderful, especially if you were going to do a sauce on your chicken. So if you're like some sort of a reduction or even if you did like some sort of mild fruit compote, in that type of sauce,
Okay,
that would be really lovely.
I can see that. If he has anything floral going on there, it'd be amazing with roasted chicken too. You get any
Yeah,
like floral, yeah, that they tend to jump out when it comes to roasted chicken.
yeah, that's a real nice thing too. I did have some fresh sage
Hmm.
that I used, and there's enough floral here where it's like, oh, it's not going to conquer the chicken,
Hmm.
like overpower it, but the chicken's not going to overpower the wine either. That's what's really nice. So yeah, definitely. I'm trying to describe the floral on it. Hmm, hold on.
This wine's getting good. Jeez.
It's almost like a wildflower that I can't quite put my finger on because I can't
Mm,
describe it, but like
yeah.
not as strong as like an arnica or something like that, but
Hmm.
not as like lavender or anything like that
Hmm.
strong, but just like almost like you're like in a field of daisies, right?
Interesting. It's a
And
daisy.
not is that a daisy? But like no, it's like the softness of being in a field of daisies. That's a whole different story for a whole different wine.
Yeah, I ain't touching that. I'm not touching that. I was gonna keep on drinking my wine, bro.
It's all good. Jetty's laughing in the background, and I'm here to entertain.
Oh man, you can always tell when I don't want to touch anything. I just go right to putting my nose in the wine. Just
It's really good. Just buy it and drink it with your chicken.
sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, now Jay, you had quite a different pairing.
Yes.
You were thinking of a completely different main. So do tell us about your main and what you picked out, because you picked out not only a main, but that you're ending with dessert, which
Yes,
is
I am.
always yummy. What you got?
Yeah. So I have we're gonna be doing something cool. I picked a recipe from the book, from It's a Vibe that we're gonna be publishing very soon. Uh, bar any more delivery issues. But right now, I'm gonna pick a recipe that Armando Tam, the chef, did. It's called Chadasco and Chimichurri. So it's basically flank steak or skirt steak, 2 pounds of it with cilantro, garlic, lemon juice, cumin, and red pepper, and a little bit of olive oil. And so I was thinking when I'm looking at this recipe, what do I want to pair with it? I want something that's going to be big and bold, but also have like some delicate features, such as like floral aspects, something a little bit more on the blue fruit side. And so what I came up with was this beautiful baby out of Argentina. This is called the Unanime Gran Vino Tinto, Argentina 2017. This is from the Moscata. And if you've been to Total Wines, you've probably seen this label or seen something by Moscata Vineyards down here. This is, and I'm not a point person, but I want to see if this is the amount of points that it says. This is a James Suckling, which is one of the most famous, I guess, wine raters in in the history of wine rating. Like he's at the top of his game. One of the guys that everybody looks to, other than Robert Parker, and he gave this 95 points. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to try it, to see if it was 95 points. I've had the lower label of this, and it was amazing. So I want to see if this was as good as they're saying. This is mostly Cabernet Sauvignon, has some Malbec in it, and it also has some Cabernet Franc. Um, but it's about 60% cab, so it's mostly cab. Um, so yeah, let's see what's going on in the glass on this one. I want to see if I can debunk this 95 points. I don't know if I'll ever want to give a wine 95 points. It has to really blow my socks off. So let's see. On the nose. So I immediately get like pitted black plum, I get a lot of like coffee grounds going on here, so that's a big thing that's jumping out at me. I'm getting like a bunch of coffee grounds. I'm also getting like wild violets. Like there's some floral, like purple, like kind of purple flowers going on here. There's a bit of spice. I'm getting like a cumin element here too. A bit of like black pepper as a secondary. Definitely a little bit of the cassis note, and there's something else that's here. And blackberries, beautiful blackberries that are jumping out too. Let's go ahead and taste and see everything's palate, same on the palate. Mm. Whoa. Yeah, this is very good. This is borderline exceptional. This is $25. And I don't know a lot of $25 bottles that would beat this out. Like this is really top tier out of Argentina. This is a killer bottle of wine. Um, Big juicy tannins, um, which I think will really go well with the steak. I think it like just steak like they tend to be really juicy, and you want something to kind of like not make it more juicy. You want something to kind of like numb it a little bit, like cut it off a little bit. I think the tannins here, even though they're there and they're firm, they're round enough to where you can still get to the fruit with the wine. I think it goes really real well together. I think the blueberries, I'm sorry, the purple fruit going on here, along with some of that floral violet thing in the mid palate, goes really well with this. Would go really well with this steak dish. The finish on this is super long. Acid is medium to medium plus. It's kind of like staggering or like kind of tiptoeing that line. It's beautiful wine, man. This black pepper thing that's staying on the back of my tongue as I'm talking is just killer. This is one of the better wines I've had in a long time, and specifically from Argentina. Yeah, this is smack you in the face. I love this wine. 95 points. I'm gonna say it's. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do it. It's 92 and a half. 92 and a half, but when you let a little air in it, it's 93. Let's put it that way. 92 and a half when you first open, no, 91 when you first open it up. 93 once you've let the air in. It changes, it evolves quite a bit because this has been open for about an hour now. So yeah, outstanding wine. I think it go really well. I think if you have somebody coming over and they're in the mood for steak, this is sexy. And they're gonna love this sexiness. Whether it's just a friend or not, this type of wine with this type of dish, killer. It's a winner. So I'm gonna get off this because I could talk about this wine all day. And
one more thing on that one, Jay, is
yeah,
it's $25 bottle of wine.
yeah.
But what would you put it up against? It's like, you know what? This is punching up its weight glass this way.
I could tell you the price. I could put a price on it. I could put I would say this is a $25 bottle of wine that's tasting like it's probably about $50 bottle of wine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big jump.
I pay $50 for this bottle of wine.
Wow.
Yep. I decanted too, by the way. I decant this one because it does start off a certain way, but then it changes. It's still tasting a little young too. It's 2017, but it's tasting young. So I think this one could age quite a bit, a long way too. It's a good wine.
So we give it another so it's 2017, maybe
I would
3
say
more years, like 2023, 24,
I would
25?
say probably 5.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
I would say 4 to 5 years. This will really be singing. Everything will be smoothened out. It'll be more seamless on the palate. Yeah, it's a full. Yeah, it's full body, beautiful wine. So
really nice.
Cool. So there's that. Let me get off of this. I'm getting a little hot under the collar because it's that good. Let's talk about let's talk about dessert. I'm already getting in Valentine's mood, and that's not even Valentine's Day. So for my dessert on this one, I wanted to go with my lady's favorite dessert. She loves creme brulee. Like that's her stuff. She'll get another thing if we're at a restaurant and she knows they don't do it well. But if it's top tier creme brulee, she all about that life. And if you're not familiar with creme brulee, it's kind of like cream, sugar. It has like custard. It becomes custardy. Has like this hard top that you kind of use a spoon to break in, and then you have like the kind of like that brulee or that custard under it. It's really really good. And the wine I thought of, one of my favorite pairings like personally, but also one of my favorite like dessert wines of all time. This is what I don't eat or drink a lot of dessert, period. This I will drink this at the end of the meal because I love sauternes that much. So we're talking about we're in Bordeaux, we're in France, and we're talking about Chateau Bellingard Reserve and excuse my screwing this up, Montbazillac, Montbazillac 2018. I'll put that label up for you guys to see. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's got the glare on it. There you go.
That's a little bit okay. So there we go. And so this, I believe, is mostly So this has 70% Semillon. This is 50% Muscadel, and then 15% Sauvignon Blanc, which are the three white grapes out of Bordeaux. And so let's get right into this. I always call these wines. I always call them my little golden deliciousness. Like they're golden. It's beautiful. You see this color here. This is a little bit lighter than normal
lovely.
gold, but it's beautifully like kind of like gold. So let's go ahead and get on this. On the nose, perfectly like ripe sliced green apple. A little bit of honeysuckle going on here too. Also some raw honey and apricots. Peach pit. And a little bit of orange zest going on there too. Let's go ahead and taste it. You remember those you remember raisins? How they have like the golden raisins? Not the regular, but like the golden ones that I loved. It was rare to find them, but when I found them, I loved them when I was younger. This gives me golden raisin energy right here. This is what's coming out on the palate, along with a little bit more of kind of that golden delicious apple that I was thinking. Instead of green apple, it gets more to golden delicious on the palate. There is a little bit of a kind of a apricot. It's more apricot-y on the finish that I'm catching. Acid is medium plus. This is beautiful wine. This is very elegant. And it's just, if you want to end, this is the best way to end a meal. I'm just telling you right now, believe me on this. Creme brulee, sauterne. You will not be disappointed. I want to get as much as people talk mess about everything you say or we recommend. I want you to, when you have this and you love it, I want it the same energy. I want you to come back and be like, Jay, this changed my life. That's what I want to hear in the comments. Say, Jay changed my life. This changed my life. I'll be happy. This is that good. Highly recommend it. And this was easy. This was 15. It's not a full bottle. It's not a 750.
375.
It's 375, and it is it is 375, and it was $15 at Total Wines. So highly recommended, guys. Go grab yourself a bottle of this, definitely. So, and that concludes my section of this.
That's wonderful. Well, we hope that this helps you with your Valentine's Day compilations. We gave you a couple of great choices. We're going to have a whole lots more content, and we'll probably have other postings on other wines that'll be similar for other occasions as this. And we'll certainly get you some more recipes and ideas and things like that. Not just out of It's a Vibe cookbook, but other future cookbooks that are on its way. So,
yes,
like we always say, Jay, anything else for you, my man?
Not too much, guys. Just thank you for tuning in with us. Remember to check us out on all platforms, Total Winos. Also, first day of we're shooting this on the first day of Black History Month. It's February 1st. So happy Black History Month. I have a poetry book coming out kind of relating to all that kind of stuff in the middle of the month. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, other than that, yeah, man, thank you guys for rocking with us thus far.
Yeah. Thanks for rocking with us. We're growing our audience and, we're doing what we love to do. So sharing great wine, great food and wine and pairing ideas with people like you. So thanks for following. Thanks for ringing that bell. Thanks for just being you. And as Jay said, please send us your suggestions. And definitely, if one of our wines rocks and changes your world. Absolutely. So as I always say, we may not see in person, but we're always going to see you right here on social media. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Cheers.
Total Winos.
Get to it.